Okay. Thoughts with Sarah. That's the name of my new, just kidding, it's not new, it's not anything, it's not the name of anything, actually. It's just, that's what I'm doing. It's thoughts with me. I'm following the cutest tiny home down 405 right now. I'd like them to bring it to my house and drop it off. It's so cute. Huh. Okay. So, kind of interesting. I've had an interesting morning. I promise not to do that again. That's rude. So, I haven't posted my other two videos. It's really funny how, because it's just such a hot button topic, and it's funny to watch the resistance for me to even jump into any of this. First of all, I think because I've been told a handful of times, like, you're white, you don't get to have an opinion. So I feel like then that has me like, okay, actually it's easier for me to not have an opinion. Parts of it, right? Like for parts of it, it's way actually easier for me to go, oh yeah, I remember that lady on Facebook, that group that told me that I'm white and that I have no business even having an opinion or asking questions. That would be the easiest path to go down, but as anybody who knows me knows, I don't really care for the easy path. I like the hard path. So 2 minutes in, I'm not even on point. This morning, I have a friend, and I feel so blessed to have her on this journey because she has really provided me kind of this launching pad. She asks questions that get my mind thinking, and in the most precarious, I don't know if that's the right word, but random ways, she has like been this like launching pad, I think that's what I called it, for just growth in me. So today, for the last few weeks, I am struggling. I'm just struggling around this topic. I struggle around this topic every time that it's a topic. One of my memories came up from like 2017, and it was so interesting to watch like the same argument about white privilege, and like I was on this tirade about white privilege and people using that term to me, and so it's funny, right? The patterns persist until we break them. So I'm interested in breaking this pattern. So this morning, early in the morning, she posts, what did she say? Why is there even a debate about ending racism? And something, when I read that, was like, that's, because for the last few weeks, I don't know the question that I'm trying to get at, right? Like, I know that something's not fitting. It doesn't feel right. When I'm triggered by certain phrases, I get frustrated because nobody can explain, make this feel better. And when I read that, there was something that was like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. That exact question, right? How is there a debate about racism? I think racism is bad. And I feel like most people would agree with that. So I reached out, and it's really hard for me. Luckily, she's somebody that I feel safe with, and so it enables me to say, hey, and I always try to preface it like, please read this through the eyes of like, I am trying to understand. I just want something inside of me to shift so I can genuinely and authentically step into this place. Right now, for me to do it, it wouldn't be genuine. It wouldn't be authentic. It would be because of pressure, which I feel like that goes completely, I don't know. I don't know how to understand. You don't want people to not be racist because you guilted them out of being racist, right? You don't want people you want people to understand it, and you want people to believe in the equality, right? And to believe in the movement. see, I mean, it's always been kind of my go-to with Christians. Like, you don't want somebody to start following Jesus because you threatened them with hell, right? You want people to follow Jesus because Jesus is badass and his true message, love one another, do unto others. You know, the golden rules of what Jesus actually said. The kingdom is within you. Like, awesome message. That's what we would like people to hear, that message, and then them to love Jesus and them, not guilt them, not shame them, not scare them, but instead educate and allow. And anyways, so I step onto this page and I just said, like, hey, I love that question. What are the two sides? What are we debating in this? Right? Like, what is the debate? What's the debate in this? Doesn't seem like, what is the debate? And then I brought up the fact when, it's muggy, so I got a cough. When I marched for marriage equality, the last thing that I really remember just like giving it to everybody about marriage equality was very black and white, pun definitely not intended, but it's funny. Very black and white. Gay people should be able to be married. And there was definitely a counter protest to that of gay people should not be able to be married. I'm gonna get lost. They shut down the exit to eastbound I-90 and they just said, find another way. I don't know what that means. Oh wait, what? No? Yeah? No? Oh, good. So, I should have got off westbound and then they would have flipped me around. So anyways, so there was just definitely a counter protest to that. There were two sides of that debate, right? And so then I'm like, can you help me understand what the sides of this debate are? And I think that legitimately, there was something in it that was like, yes, that is the question that I am looking to be answered, right? And then one of my friends, who I've been friends with for probably 20 years, jumps on, and she has had a hell of a time with me. I mean, we haven't politically seen eye to eye before. It used to be about Walmart. It used to be the thing that we used to go at it. Now apparently it's this. Wait, what? Oh, I'm getting bossed. Okay. I like your tiny house. And so, God, for this whole thing, there was another thing that she had posted something, and I had like, hey, I'm questioning, you know, like, can we agree that people that are looting and rioting are thugs? Like, I don't care about skin color. Like, so anyways, and that became this whole huge, like, you're a fucking idiot, is more or less how she responded. And in every post, she's just like, quit being a dumbass. You're playing stupid. Quit trolling people's pages that are trying to make a difference. You're an uneducated fool. I mean, so this was, and so it's so interesting, right? Like, here I am like, okay, I don't know why people have so much anxiety about asking questions. Oh, maybe it's because you get totally lambasted for doing so, you know? So even with that, where was I going with this? Oh, shit, I'm like 10 minutes in. I just talk so much. So then on her page, another woman gave she gave two examples, and I hadn't really heard them before, and so I've been kind of sitting with those today. But again, it was like, either you think that it's lawful for people to be murdered and oppressed, or you don't. And I'm like, again, that feels really like, I know which side I stand on that. So I've kind of been looking at that today too, in the fact that I just don't know that anybody is saying like, hey, I have yet, and I have some really, really, really right friends. Not right as incorrect, right meaning right leaning. And I have yet to actually hear somebody defend what happened. It's closed this way too. Son of a bitch. I don't know how I'm going to get east of the mountains. I guess we're going to go on a little journey. I thought I was outsmarting my GPS, and I'm definitely not. I wonder if eastbound I-90 is just shut down altogether. Okay. So, sidetrack Susan. So while on her page, I think I just so I appreciated the one girl engaging. It gives me something, but nothing shifted in me that was like, oh, yes. So then, because I was on her page, I remembered that her husband, who is a black police officer, talk about cognitive dissonance and just the stresses and pressure that must come along. Where am I going? Sorry, shit. I should probably get off the fucking video and pay attention. Oh, yeah, especially since that lane is ending. I think people are just as confused as I am. Which is good, because that means traffic's going to slow down. So her husband, who's a black officer, I remember he had done a round table, which I love. And I had started watching it, but never finished. And so after reading my other friend's comment where she's fucking just an asshole to me, just is what it is, not victiming, but like just is what it is. And I was like, you know what, I'm probably done, because this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good. This is why I don't want to ask these questions. And then I remembered that round table, and oh my gosh, I'm going to share it on my page. It was really informative. And here is the point of this whole thing that I'm going to say, is listening. So one of the things that both of the officers are black guys, and I'm not allowed to say that now, which if we could step into that rabbit hole for a very long time, I was not. But both of them today were like, I'm not African American, I'm just a black guy. Both of them had said they don't like to bring up situations that they have been involved in because it wanted me to get off there. I'm going to go to Seattle. Sweet. But not. Oh no, I'm getting off this exit. Everybody is getting off this exit. Oh, Washington State, and you're forever having traffic issues. But they don't like to bring up their experiences because they get played down. You know, they would share something about an experience they have, and people are like, yeah, but did it really? Yeah, but do you really? But is that why it happened? Maybe it was something else, you know? And this is what legitimately just happened. So one of the things that I've heard is the fear that people have. Come on over. Come on. Go ahead. Do you want to go? You got to hit that little long pedal on your... There you go. That the fear of getting pulled over. And immediately, when I hear that, I'm like... So I have the fear of getting pulled over. And I realized that that's exactly what they're talking about, right? Like, oh my God, I totally do that. When I hear, like... There was another instance. There was another thing, and now I can't think of it. But what just triggered me to even do this video was I pulled up to a stoplight, and there was a cop behind me. And immediately, like, my heart just beats fast, and, like, you know, get nervous. I'm just like, oh, my God, I hate it when cops are behind me. And then I was like, see, black people? I'm white, and I hate it. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm totally doing what Miguel was talking about and Napoleon were talking about today. That I'm trying to downplay their scenario with this, oh yeah, me too. The difference is, I don't think I'm going to get shot and killed by this cop. I think I'm going to get a ticket, and it's going to screw up my driving record, and my insurance is going to go up. So I just had this aha moment, like sitting here getting ready to get into traffic, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh. And I wish I could think of the other thing, because it happened with something else the other day that I was listening to a person of color talking about, and I was like, I have that same thing, you know, or the white privilege thing. So it kind of comes back to that, right? Where like, I had a hard childhood too. The difference being, it didn't have anything to do with my skin color, right? And I didn't have a hard childhood. I just had shitty things happen. Where am I going? And so it's just this interesting thing that I just thought I would share, because it was really, I love it when something shows up and then within a day it shows up and then it blossoms into something. I think everybody is trying to figure out how to go to I-90 East. I think I might go over Stevens. Now it's bossing me to get back over. This is a mess. God, people, go home. Don't you know COVID's still around? Just kidding. See, that's just piss off all my liberal friends. I made a COVID joke. But really, honestly, it was so nice in the beginning. The traffic that didn't happen was fucking amazing. Oh. Hashtag stay home. Okay, so I just wanted to share. See what just happened though? I just say all these nice things and then I just screwed it up because I had to throw in some other little like jab. But for the most part, my point is, if you find yourself saying, well, I get afraid for that too, or if you hear a person of color that shares something, I don't know, listen to hear them. Don't listen to respond, or don't listen to try to make your guys' experience the same, because it's not. That's all I got.